VCIG. Hello? You should be able to hear me now. Thanks for the heads up. I've been talking, CJ. So I'm traveling for work, so my setup is not what it usually is. So thanks for giving me a heads up that you couldn't hear anything. But anyways, traveling for work, and I'm gonna have a hard time staying close to the comments. I'm gonna try to. I'm looking at the comments on YouTube on my phone, but that's also what I trade with. So, anyways, good morning, guys. Sorry, I was muted. But so going back to what I was saying, the only place I'm in right now is VCIG. I'm just letting this baby fade. I got in on the pop, sold at VWAP, then when it fell below or covered at VWAP, and then I re-entered once it started to fade the VWAP because I didn't see any news. Maybe I'm missing it, but hoping this one just fades off. ZEO, I'm in this one too. So I played the this pop initially, covered at VWAP, played this pop as well, covered at VWAP, and now that it's struggling to stay above VWAP, I did take an entry at 329. I think the PR, again, I don't have my best setup right now, so it's going to be hard for me to kind of check PRs and everything unless I do it on
ALZN.
my phone. ALZN's getting a little pop. Let's see what that's about. So it's up about 51%. So I am going to pull it up. And y'all know at this point, I get my locates on my phone. Oh yeah, this thing is looking juicy. I'll pull it up on the screen in just a second. Wonder what this news is, but it is popping. So yeah, ALZN I'm in now. So let me get it pulled up. ALZN. So I got an entry around let's see, what is it? 540. Not a huge entry because I already closed out some in the teens, but let me see what the news is about. Shares are trading higher after the company dosed the first patient in its phase 2 clinical trial. That's all they did was dose it. Oh, I'm about to add a little bit more to this one. Let me see. If it was just a dose, like that didn't achieve anything. So yeah, I think this is average news at best, or below average news. So I'm in it, 500 shares. Average is 535 now. I'm just gonna let this one play out. If it breaks a new high, I'll reevaluate my position. But anyways, I'm in ALZN now, and if it pops more, I'm just going to keep. As long as it doesn't get above 580, I might keep adding, especially with this one, with the news being, I think, subpar. Cool. Okay. Well, now
ALZN.
breaking new high. still in it because, again, I don't think the news is that impressive. They just dosed their first patient in the phase 2 trial. They didn't say they passed it. So I'm in this one, and I'll talk about some of the other plays I'm in as well, but I'm trying to get my position with this one because I think this one could fade pretty hard back. Cool. In a pretty solid position now. I'm gonna keep an eye on it though. If it keeps like raging hard, obviously I'll have to cut some of my position, potentially all of it. But overall, the news didn't look that impressive. I think it was just they dosed their first patient. So yeah. But anyways, I'm up a grand. I'm already from the pre-market plays I was talking about, this 4 a.m. pop and the PLRZ pop this morning. I'm up a grand, so I don't want to go too heavy on this one. I'm already a little heavier than I'm at 1,000 shares, so I don't plan on adding to it right now. But I don't think the news is that impressive. But that doesn't mean much. This thing could still rage. So I'm pulling it up on dilution tracker right now. And again, I'm using my phone for this, so I can't see your comments right now. Dilution tracker, less than 1% institutional ownership, and they only have 2.2 months of cash left. And if they're starting a new trial, they're going to need cash. So if they're starting phase 2 trial, they'll need more than the amount of money they have now to finish that trial. So feel good about this position, but again, got to keep an eye on it because even if it's average news, poor cash position, this thing can still pump. So I'll keep an eye on it. But the other positions I'm in, I will get to those as well. So the other positions I'm in are VCIG. I'm just kind of letting this one fade off. I'm actually up a decent amount on this one. Unfortunately, I didn't enter too heavy on it though. But I'm up about 300 on this move, trying to just play the VWAP fade. Y'all have heard me talk about this one, and I alerted this one in the circle group. The VWAP fade here. So like I said, I played this one a few times, and now I'm going to see if it fades off. Their dilution tracker, I mean, when I pulled up info on it, it wasn't very impressive either. So I could see this one fading off as well. But yeah, that's kind of so I played PLRZ, NAOV pre-market, or 4 a.m. and now I'm in VCIG, ZEO, and ALZN. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one. I have an average position at 578. So I'm a little red right now, but not too concerned. DEO, I'm basically, I'm not heavy in this one either. I only have 400 shares, so I'm only up like $50 on it, up a little over 300 on VCIG, and I'm down about 250 on ALZN right now. So let's see what the volume does. I'm trying to pay more attention to volume too, to decide how how confident I'm in these plays, the momentum continuing. So right now the volume's pretty good with ALZN, but not super confident it's going to sustain this. So and I'm going to pull up the chat comments. 647 is the 50. Okay, that's good to know. Let me pull up the yearly on it. And the monthly pivots at 707, so it could definitely get there. There's a little bit of resistance here. As you can see, this is where it slowed down around 615. So this area that it's in right now, there's a little resistance here from March, a little resistance here from April. So let's see what it does right here. But I wouldn't be surprised if it tries to hit this this monthly pivot as well.
SAGT.
SAGT. Let's see which one. So it's up 64% immediately. So let's see this one. SAGT. It looks like it might be pulling some attention away from ALZN too, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, it's pulling attention away. Good. SAGT, it's already given back most of its gains. So I'm not really interested in it right now, but nice little pop from $3 to over $6. If it gets back to this $6 range, I'll be interested, but I'm not confident it'll do that. So on that move down from ALZN, I'm only in 800 shares now. So at break even, I just made my position a little bit smaller because I think it could get up to that 7 monthly pivot, and I don't want to be too heavy.
ALZN.
So this is what I was talking about, that monthly pivot. So this is going to be a key level to decide if I'm going to stay in it or not. You can see it's right here at the monthly pivot. So I would like to see a rejection here. And it looks like it's trying to, but it's pretty strong. Looking pretty strong. The trend is very bullish right now too. But let's see what it does here. But I'll have to, if it breaks a new high, I'm just going to trim this one or cut it because it's looking very bullish. VCIG still fading. ZEO's kind of staying in the same spot. Not much movement with it. Looking at the comments now, yeah, I agree, Trend Raider. Like the news isn't that great, and I think someone's definitely pumping this, but all good. Let's see what happens. Looking at some previous levels for it right now on my phone, seeing if there's anything else I should look out for. Looked like it had a stock split on 512, so it just recently had a stock split. They only have 2.2 months of cash and less than 1% institutional ownership. So yeah, I mean, honestly, all the criteria for entry are met with this one. I probably should have waited to enter all my position around the $7 level, but all good. Let's see how it plays out. VCIG. I wish I would have entered a little bit heavier on this one because this one's looking nice. I think my entry was $5. Let me see. $4.89. So $4.89. And as you can see, the $7 level, it's going to give ALZN a little bit of trouble, and I hope it fails here. But let's see. The volume's still pretty solid on it though. Second biggest volume candle. So interesting for me that people are going long when it's already up. $100 on average news, but whatever. Yeah, I like the wick. Kenny, that's about the main thing I'm talking about right now is ALZN. I'm very interested in it. It's the main one I'm paying attention to right now because as you can see, the monthly pivot's right here at 707. And I think it's going to struggle to stay above that. And if it does, I got to bounce. I'll end up taking a decent loss on it, but I think it's going to struggle right here. And as soon as I said it struggled, it broke a new high, but kind of got rejected. So let's see. Yeah, I might end up having to trim some of my position here because it's looking strong. Yeah, the volume is solid right now. Be nice if something else takes attention away from it. SAGT definitely didn't. It immediately died. But I mean, honestly, this is best case scenario. It starts dropping. Obviously, I would love to see it dropping at this point, but it's still struggling at that monthly pivot, that 707 level. So I'm waiting for a candle to basically close above that to decide if I'm going to bounce. But if it breaks another high above 750, I'm going to have to trim some positions because I'm having a decent morning, so I don't want this one ticker to ruin it. But hoping that doesn't happen. So let's see. Love for this candle to close red, but let's see. Big boys interested in pumping these low caps rather than shorting. I mean, both sides. I know there's some big money that short these too. Sometimes they play both. They pump it up, then short it. Appreciate it, JT. Yeah, no, if y'all can hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. And as usual, this is not financial advice. Educational purposes only. This is just showing y'all how I trade. Shorting is very high risk. Be careful out there. But yeah, if y'all appreciate the content, always, I appreciate it if you like the video. So that one closed above the monthly pivot. Hoping we can see a nice red candle here. The volume is still
VIVK.
What was that? VIVK. Let's see what this is. VIVK. This isn't going to steal attention away. It's not doing much. Well, maybe. I'm not interested in this one. This one needs to get up much higher before I'm interested, but potential. And again, y'all know this if y'all been following me. I do let these play some. You know, I don't really have hard stop losses. They're mostly mental stop losses when it breaks key levels. So, but if it breaks over, if a candle closes
VIVK.
over, if a candle closes over 750, I'm out. And if y'all hear those alerts, I'm not sure if y'all can hear them or not with the way I have it set up today, because I'm traveling for work. So I don't have my main setup right now. So I'm kind of having to bounce between the comments and because I don't have another screen right now. Trend Raider ALZN is up because of recent split rather than news. Yeah, it's not uncommon for these things to pump after a reverse split, especially it only has 2 months of cash left. They're starting phase 2 trials right now. They're going to need some cash. That's expensive. Nice little candle, ALZN. Yeah, same, Alex. My average is a little too low. I should have waited to enter at the monthly pivot. Ended up getting in 1,300 shares. I'm trimming, I've trimmed it down to 1,000 shares now, just so if it pumps back to that above $7 again, if I want to help my average, I will. But yeah, I need this one to drop pretty hard. Luckily, VCIG is, man, I wish I would have entered heavier on it. I'm up 500 on this alone on the VWAP fade. ZEO up about 150, but ALZN, I am down about 600, 700 on it now that it's popping again. I realized $1,200 in gains, but ALZN, yeah, this is not a good sign. So the smart thing to do here is to probably close or trim some position. So
ALZN.
I'm going to do that. Dang, this one's disappointing. But that's how it's been this month. I'm not kidding. I was talking to somebody about it yesterday about how these stocks have not been respecting levels the last couple months at all. Is 1K your stop loss normally? No. I'm a little bit different with how I do it. I kind of just base it on I don't base it on the dollar amount. I base it on like the stock. So like if it breaks, like it broke through that 750, it didn't matter if I was down 2K or 500, I'm gonna start trimming some position there. So again, I'm not saying I do it the best. I probably don't because I take big losses sometimes. But I don't really have like a set number. It's more what the chart's telling me. And if I think it's breaking key levels and will stay bullish. Trend rater levels are nothing for them. They can pump. They got capital. I mean, there's some truth to that for sure, but I made a couple 200,000 last year kind of playing levels. So this year they haven't, to your point, they just been pumping. They have been pumping excessively. But yeah, the last couple months I've been, I don't know if it's to your point, trend rater, if it's just more capital pushing these stocks right now, if it's the chaos in the market, the up and down, I don't know, but small caps have been acting, or at least I've been having a hard time understanding where the tops are. But I'm still in this. I trim some of my position. But again, Don't follow what I do. I'm just sharing how I trade. I am high risk. I made 60K in January, over 40K in February, but I lost 40K in March. So again, high risk, high reward. The problem for me lately has been the crypto plays more than anything. I keep getting caught in some of those moves, but my style, I either win big or I can potentially lose. Last year I only had one red month, and this year I've only had one red month, but I like to be honest, it's not always beautiful. This $8 level's giving it a little bit of trouble, not really sure, but I won't hyper focus on ALZN the whole time. I just don't, there's nothing else really catching my attention right now. And for those of you that just hopped on, I'm going to start trading the 4 a.m.s a lot more. I've told y'all numerous times they're the most predictable, and once again today they were 4 a.m. NAOV pops, fade away. And then the other one I played was PLRZ, I think. PLRZ. Another one. It wasn't as simple of a 4 a.m. pump, but as you can see, it got all the way up to 190 and then faded. Those usually from 4 to 8 a.m. they pump on no news majority of the time. ALZN is breaking new highs. This thing is, is acting up. Perfect trend line too, almost. Trend Raider said there seems to be a single big buyer. Yeah, it's probably the company trying to pump it. They're going to dilute this. I mean, that's like kind of what you were saying earlier. They, they had a reverse stock split recently. This is how it works. They reverse the company's trash. It gets beat up, falls below $1. Then they have to reverse stock split, get it back above $1. Then they need cash. Then they dilute, and they just repeat. Rinse and repeat. So I would not be surprised this week if this company dilute does an offering or something. Luckily, this one has less than 1% institutional ownership, but which is usually a good sign. But something else to pay attention to is if they have if it's like 30% plus institutional ownership, I kind of stay away from those because they, if it's heavy institutional ownership, they can kind of manipulate the price to wherever they want it. Yeah, the news is they just started phase 2 trial. Trend Raider. I mean, it's wild. That's not that good of news. It'll give it back. We all know it's going to give it back, but it's just like not taking a big loss before it gives it back. Luckily, VCIG is kind of keeping my unrealized not looking too terrible. Closed out half my position here at 350, and then I'm going to close out the rest at the 200 moving average. ZEO is starting to give back some of its gains. I alerted this one in the circle group. This one hopefully fades the rest of the day. And I would be having a really good day if ALZN, if I didn't take some losses on this one. But going back to what I was saying, I'm going to start playing the 4 to 8 a.m. a lot more. It's just they're lately they have just been way more consistent. I mean, they're always consistent, but the 7 to 9:30 a.m. some of these stocks get very bullish because it's usually based on news, but this one, even though the news is not that great, it's pretty hot. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's just getting walked up. Like every time, every time it falls, there's a like big green candle, and then a lot of volume. Big green candle, big green candle, big green candle. Like this thing is getting walked up, probably getting manipulated. But that's part of this game. Manipulation is allowed because it gets manipulated the other way too. So yeah, a lot of short squeezes these days. And I was watching something recently. And I need to watch more trading stuff, but I don't kind of keep to myself when it comes to trading. But I'm trying to watch other people a little bit more, see what they're talking about. But shorting is becoming more popular, over the past few years. So I don't. There's this one guy. He had a theory that because there's so many people that realize the dark side pays well. It could be causing short squeezes. Trend Raider, can you elaborate on that? This kind of pump doesn't usually give back its gains. I've seen tickers like this give it back in a day. What do you mean? I wouldn't bank on it giving it back immediately, but when they get it to the level they want and start diluting, it usually gives it back pretty quick. It kind of depends on when they start diluting, though. If they wait till Friday, it's definitely not going to give it back immediately. If they do it at 10, it will, or after hours, but it's looking very strong right now. Kind of consolidating around the $8 level, but as you've seen from these massive green candles, if they want to send it up again, they might do it. So let's see. Yeah, for sure. It looks like that's what's happening. And it's breaking a new high. So oh, Alex, the warrants are at 829. That's good to know. So they definitely wanted it above that. ZEO starting to give a lot more back. Nice little red candle, but we need to see more than that. I was hoping I wasn't just staring at one ticker the whole time, but it's kind of been taking up most plays. But
Vosk.
We just got another alert again. I don't know if y'all can hear that. BOSC, and it's getting a decent amount of volume, so that's a good sign. Pulling it up on my phone, as y'all know. So I'll pull it up on the screen in just a second. Dang, it's falling hard. I didn't get an entry. I don't want to chase. Locates are cheap on BOSC though. Okay, I'm about to pull it up. BOSC. Made an insane move. But it immediately gave it back. Didn't really give us time for an entry. Made some chump change on it, but nothing to write home about. Because I get nervous entering when there's this much room for it to bounce back up to. So if it gets back up to the $7-8 range, I'll add. But which it might. I'm glad I closed that position but I got entries at 695 and 795. So it's kind of dancing around the warrant level, ALZN. And y'all know I talk about the VWAP fade. I wouldn't say this is I mean, it could give it all back, but I don't think this is like one of the best candidates for it because the ones that bop straight up and then immediately breaks VWAP and dies, like that's not really. The VWAP fade is kind of whenever it gets the VWAP up high and the risk versus reward is much better because if you enter here now, yeah, you can make $2, but the risk is $3, if that makes sense. So ALZN had a huge volume candle here again, like we were talking about, but let's see. It made it up to the warrants. I wonder if that's all it wanted to do. They usually like to get it a little bit higher than the warrants, but it didn't get much higher. Yeah, it wasn't quick enough with this one. That was a beautiful play. Oh well. the volume's definitely dying down on this one. If something, it's about to be 9 o'clock. Again, you can't trade on hope, but it'd be nice if there's a nice crypto PR come out, because if there's something that can take attention away from something, it's crypto PR. So, but again, you can't trade on hope. Let's just see what happens. This $8 level, it's definitely been consolidating a little bit here. So I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of stays in this range for a little bit, and then decides its move at market open. At some point, it needs to retrace the VWAP. That doesn't mean it's going to do it, but might be the one of the opening candles. Dang, BOS, so why, like, if you get in these pops quick enough, it went above 8, came all the way down to like right above 450. That's a crazy move. Crazy move. VCIG, ZEO, both of them's curling up a little bit, but already took half my profit. Timed it pretty good actually at like 355. Still holding 300 shares of this though, not a big position. Same thing with ZEO. Not a big position in it either. If it gives back some of its gains, especially if it market opens around 757, that pre-market high is going to be huge. It'll definitely test that and hopefully fail, but if y'all see anything else moving, let me know, but nothing else really has my attention right now. STRM. Oh, looks like a buyout. It's up a lot, but it looks like a buyout. Dang, ZEO's curling up. I don't know if I can use the term. Dang, I'm on the 1 minute. Every time I switch, it changes. There you go. But yeah, ALZN showing a little weakness here, but I mean it's not much. This is kind of still a very bullish move. But it'd be nice if it could retrace back to VWAP. I got to step away for like 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes. I'll be right back. But y'all know the game plan. ALZN has all my focus. So it's breaking back above 8 now. Not a good sign, so I might not step away. Just want to grab a water because I'm in my hotel room and I don't have any water, but I'm going to wait till it falls back below 8 again. As y'all know, I screen share on the computer for the streaming, but I trade on my phone, so I'm going to be looking at it the whole time I walk downstairs. But I might wait. I'm just going to wait. So didn't look like anything. Any other PRs got dropped at 9 or anything worthy. But yeah, this is a crazy move for just saying they started phase 2 trials. This is an insane move.
SLXN.
Another alert. SLXN. It's already got 1.5 million volume. That's a good sign. SLXN. Just got an entry at 142. Took profit at 130. We'll re-enter at 149. This taking any attention away? Let's see. Oh no. Should have held on to it. Giving it all back. And ALZN looks bullish still. Entered 2,000 shares on SLXN. Jumped out too early, but made a couple hundred on it. But ALZN is, there's that next big green candle. They keep pumping it after This is crazy for the news. This thing is bullish. Well, now it's nicely above the warrant level, so no, that's where they wanted it. You know, I'm very curious to see what happens when the market opens with this one. Yesterday, it seemed like everything at market open tanked. Because there was a lot of big gainers yesterday. They all kind of tanked as soon as market open. Dang, I should have held on to SLXN, man. Problem is, this thing is a micro float too. Not much to talk about. Keeping an eye on ALZN. Nothing else looks too appealing. Yeah, no, Alex. I got in it not realizing the float was below 1 million either. But just like they can go up fast, they can fall fast too. So hopefully that happens. But I'm going to keep I'm not in a lot of shares anymore. But if it breaks above 9, your boy's out, not looking back. So, especially with that micro float. And I don't pay a lot of attention to float size because again, they can go up fast and they can fall fast with the micro floats. But once you start seeing very bullish momentum like this, that's when the micro floats get a little scary. So if it gets above 9, I'm out, not looking back. Hope you're right, Trend Raider. This thing, I mean, with this size float, only 2 things is probably going to happen. It's either going to blast past 9 or it's going to tank. I doubt we'll see much consolidation. Yeah, no, Alex, that's a good point. Micro float at market open could be a dangerous combo. for longs and shorts, you know, I mean, both sides. But for market open, the main things I'm looking at is VCIG. I don't think it'll give back, but if it gets to 450 again, I'll be re-entering, and I'll send this out in the circle group. ZEO, if it wants to try to get back to VWAP, I might consider it, but I will definitely consider if it gets back to like the 375, 380 range. And what was the other one? BOSC.
WETO.
Just got an alert. WETO up 70%. Ooh. Dang, it's already back down. These things are not staying for a second. I haven't been fast enough with them.
WETO.
Getting more interesting. I'm going to grab some locates on it. Anybody know what the news is on this one? Let's go. Now it's getting interesting.
WETO.
So I've been playing this one kind of behind the scenes on these little pops. So 4 is the level I've been trying to enter at. When it falls back to 350, liquidating the position. So now I'm only in 500 shares. Might let this one, I think I have, what is it, an exit at 313. So if this one gets back into the 4, a little before 450, I'll enter again. But right now, I'm just going to write out these 500 shares with an average of 385 right now, actually. Is it pulling attention away? I don't know if it really is or not. So I see y'all's comments. This is what I asked for, didn't I? I said I would love to see a ticker before 9:30 with blockchain news, and we got it. Let's see if this is enough to steal attention away. From ALZN. Speak it into existence. Because it's blockchain, I have an entry at 445, but I think I might cancel it, to be honest. I'm going to keep it, and if it breaks a new high, I immediately get out. And I got filled. So probably going to be quick to take profits. I'm up $100 on it. That's good enough for me right now. I don't want to risk it with this blockchain. I have a rule. I need to stick with my rule. So I'm out. And my rule is avoid these crypto plays. So I need to follow my rules. So I made like $50 on it, I think, on that move. Made about a couple hundred earlier, playing the 4 to 350 range. But yeah, you have rules for a reason. So I'm not, because actually I want this one to go hard. I want this one to lose its mind because I want it to get people's attention, not this 20 minutes of falling down that ALZN has done. So but I'm probably going to trim some. Market opens in 1 minute. I didn't send out my watch list. Sorry. Market opens here shortly, and I will be taking some profits. Even though I'm not in the profit zone, I will be taking some on ALZN around the VWAP. Or just taking some off the table. Because what I expect to happen, sadly, is it probably could be a nice deep red candle, but it will probably at some point test this high. Even if it opens red here, well, let's see. So WETO is looking very bullish. Good deal. ALZN not doing too much right now. Oh no, I thought my laptop was plugged in. Got it. Okay. So WETO, ALZN. Oh, there we go. Cool. So now I'm feeling a lot better. My position isn't as big. So yes. Now if it could just fail here, that would be wonderful. BCIG, ZETO, good. Looks like it's failing a little bit. Dang, WETO's, I believe, halted. Oh, no, it didn't halt down, but man, I had 1,000 shares too. But I followed my rules. That would have been a grand, and I need it with ALZN, but I got to follow the rules. So yeah, that's exactly what I expected to happen. So flush down to VWAP. I luckily was able to trim majorly my position. Took a loss on that, but wasn't a bad loss. I can live with that. And now what I expect next is, which I hope I'm wrong, but I expect it to test 9. If it does test 9, I'm re-entering with a very, very, very tight stop loss. So y'all don't hear me say that very often because I have loose stop losses, but with how thin this float is, I will re-enter right here, hope for a fail to improve my average, but because it's good risk versus reward. The risk is I lose a few cents if it breaks. The reward is it moves up my average, and if it does decide to fade, I'm in a good position. So hope that makes sense. I'll be very surprised if it doesn't test highs, but it's not looking super aggressive right now, but it's only been 3 minutes. So disappointed in WETO. I was hoping this one would go hard. But crypto news has been fading, except, of course, the one I got caught in, SBET. And I haven't even talked about that disaster where my TradeZero account wasn't working. I had to literally call them to liquidate my position. I'm an advocate for TradeZero, but they cost me a lot of money on SBET. So it's really like the only issue I've ever had with them, but I couldn't log into my account and SBET blasted off and I was swinging it. Worst case scenario, swinging a position, then they drop crypto news while you're in it. And of course, it went ham. Dang, WTO. If it wasn't crypto, I might try to fade this one now, but I'm going to leave it alone. After that, Nestor, I will consider it. Yeah. Well, that was yeah, Nestor. Yeah. What? Yeah, Cobra. Is that what you use? Do you like it? Because that's something I'm gonna have to start factoring in. Because my again, like I said, had a beautiful January, February. ALZN tanking. Let's go. If it can break below VWAP and hold, that'll be huge. But no, good to know. I'll look into Cobra. I've heard other people talk about Cobra. I just started with let's go. Is that a halt? Let's go. We needed that. And WETO, I'm surprised it hasn't halted. Both of these has halted. Man, I left so much money. I should have kept. God, it's crazy. Like I cannot time these crypto plays more poorly. The ones that tank, I get out of, and the ones that I stay in blow up. It's remarkable. It has literally ruined my last couple months, to be honest. But whatever. ALZN is tanking. That's all you can ask. Yeah, no, back to what you were saying. I just started with TradeZero and they worked fine for me up until this point. But I mean, I lost 15K on that play because I couldn't get out. I was up 21K on the month, 22K on the month. So it was going to be a decent month. And the crazy thing is I've been dialing in my risk management too, not letting plays like that happen, but got locked out of my account or just wouldn't let me log in. Had to call them, liquidated it on the phone. Disaster. And you sign a waiver when you use these brokers that basically you can't hold them accountable for anything. So disaster. ZEO trying to bounce. BCIGE. I'll start taking profits here. Y'all know I usually take profits shortly before it gets to the 200 moving average. Not like right on it because sometimes it bounces before it gets there. So I'm gonna go ahead and made about 600 on VCIG, so can't complain there. ZEO, this isn't the move I wanted to happen. I wanted to keep fading, but still well in the money on this one, so all good. But ALZN, excited to see what happens when it unhalts. Debating if I take more off right here at 7. It's saying it's going to open around 695 right now. So the internal battle right now is, do I trim some right here? It's basically break even for me at $7 because I kept I covered some of my position and averaged up a little. So my break even is 695. Do I cover here to try to get my just in case it wants to pop again? And I think I'm going to trim a tiny bit right here. And then just because I'm up $1,400 on the day, so I don't want this one stupid play to ruin it. So I might trim 200 shares here at, I'm just going to put 705, just play a little bit of insurance, and then leave 400 shares to fall. Because just a reality check. I'm being honest. I could still see it testing pre-market highs. So again, this is why I don't just completely run from micro floats, because just like I've said before, they can run hard and they can drop hard. So that move was very quick down. Should I avoid micro caps? Probably. Or micro floats? Probably. But I haven't seen enough. And believe me, I've done a lot of back testing. I even got Chat GPT deep research to analyze all the float size of all my trades. And my biggest losing trades are not always micro floats. It's usually manipulated stocks, but it's not micro floats. So I haven't seen enough conclusive evidence for me to avoid them. Oh, good, Alex. I'm glad I'm glad you were able to get out. Since you're on mute, I'll respond in the thread. Oh, I can't. I don't think. No, but good. Glad you got out. Okay, let's see what happens. I trimmed 200 positions right there, or 200 shares right there. So I'm only in 400 shares now. Man, Weeto, I'd be up 2K almost right here, but can't think that way. Got to follow your rules. But I am a little bothered how the crypto plays I get out tank, and the ones that when my account isn't working goes from like $6 to $50. Because SBET, I mean, that one just, I mean, it's popping today. That might not be a bad entry on SBET. I accidentally pulled up SBET. I might look at it some, but point is that thing ran all the way to over $50, and my entry was like $6. I was swinging it because it pumped the day before for no reason. Got destroyed. I took a little starter position on SBET on this pop. ALZN basically fully recovered that last red candle. Might should have trimmed all my position at break even. Man, it has fully recovered. but I'm not in super heavy, so not too concerned. But it could still fall here, but that was a nice recovery candle. In the money now with SBET, not much, but it owes me a lot of money. See if it falls back down. Man, ZEO is not wanting to go away. I'm out of VCIG now. Would love to see this one continue to fade, and it probably will, but it's putting up a little bit of a fight. WETO just died. Should punch somebody over this one. Man. Fighting with ALZN when WETO just gave it all back. WETO tanking. Oh, I'm probably a decent amount in the money with this one now. Let's see. So I'm up about 200 on SBET now. So I'm probably going to start looking to take profits. ALZN trying to break over 8. That's that kind of area where it was consolidating. So if it can hold under that, that'll be a good sign. But yeah, I'll probably end the live stream next 5-10 minutes. Y'all know what I'm doing, so hopefully none of y'all got burnt on ALZN. And hopefully some of y'all played WETO. But again, as usual, the 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., that's where I got paid the most today. So I'm going to start trying to wake up early to trade it, because all these plays that were easy money were during that time frame. I'm in SBET. My average is like 36 even, I think. So barely in the money now. And I'm going to keep an eye on ALZN, see if it keeps fading. I could see this one fading the rest of the day, or if they manipulate it, it could bounce, because I really do think they need money. So they're going to have to figure out a solution for that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. And Raven, if you're still on, I don't know if Cobra trading is good, but it was recommended. And I've heard others say it was great as well. And Nestor has not failed me before, so I'm gonna trust his judgment. I'm probably gonna look into Cobra, because TradeZero, again, this was a one-off event. So I've been using them for over 2 years, and I had never had an issue like this, but man, did it put a bad taste in my mouth. I just wanted to show some appreciation on your opening up the group and the live stream. I'm still working on my short edge, but it's definitely heavily influenced by your teachings. Thanks. Bro, that means a lot. Thank you. As I end the live stream, that means a lot, buddy. So I appreciate it. Yeah, honestly, the funny thing about it is, ever since I started doing live streaming, my P&L hasn't been the most beautiful, because I keep getting caught up, like that SBET example. 1 or 2 crypto plays have really wrecked my monthly P&Ls, but I appreciate that. Hope you're learning some things, and I've learned a few things from all of y'all as well. So on that note, appreciate the love, and I will probably end it here unless any of y'all have any questions. But yeah, it's been a little brutal shorting. So if you can survive the past few months, you can kill it, because like I said, this is not to brag. This is just to show how things in swing. January, February, I was already up 100K on the year, and then March, April, May. March I was red, May I was up about 18K, and I was up 21K this month before the SBET. So it's been very inconsistent the last few months, but got to keep grinding, keep doing your thing, and avoid those 1 or 2 big plays that wreck your P&L, because there is an edge to shorting still, but the market has been a little tricky the last couple months, or at least for me. But I've heard other shorts say that recently, so makes me feel a little bit better. But yeah, I got caught by kids too. Yeah, KIDZ. I got caught by Trend Raider. Yeah. The crypto plays that blew up, about every one of them I have found a way to get caught up in. So if I eliminate that, my P&Ls are beautiful, but that's part of it. But anyways, appreciate you guys for hopping on. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the circle group. Talk to y'all later.